Most men get rejected because they approach intimacy the wrong way. They push too hard, move too fast, or ask in a way that creates pressure instead of connection. But attraction doesn't grow under pressure. It grows through emotion, comfort, and timing. When a man understands this, everything changes. A woman no longer feels like she's being convinced or cornered. Instead, she feels naturally drawn in. The truth is, most men are not actually afraid of intimacy. They're afraid of rejection. They fear that awkward moment where they make a move and suddenly the energy dies. The woman becomes distant, uncomfortable, or cold. But intimacy is rarely rejected because of the act itself. What women reject is the emotional feeling attached to it. If the interaction feels rushed, forced, or emotionally disconnected, the answer becomes no. But when the emotional experience feels safe and natural, attraction unfolds on its own. The biggest mistake men make is assuming women experience desire the same way men do. Most men feel attraction instantly through visuals. Women, however, experience attraction through emotional buildup. It develops layer by layer through conversation, emotional safety, trust, tension, and anticipation. That's why a woman can feel almost nothing when she first meets a man, yet weeks later become deeply attracted to him. Her attraction needed emotional experiences to grow. Once you understand this, you stop trying to force intimacy. Instead, you begin creating conditions where attraction naturally increases. Women respond best when they feel emotionally safe, emotionally understood, and emotionally connected. That emotional atmosphere matters far more than direct words. One of the most powerful shifts is learning to stop asking directly for intimacy. Direct questions often create pressure because they force a woman into a conscious decision. The moment pressure appears, resistance usually follows. But emotional invitations work differently. Instead of pushing for an answer, they create a feeling, and feelings are far more persuasive than requests. Rather than making things transactional, the smartest men create emotional comfort first. They focus on the atmosphere, the energy, and the connection between them. Women generally open up emotionally when three things are present: safety, trust, and anticipation. Safety means she feels emotionally secure and not judged. Trust comes from consistency and emotional calmness. Anticipation is the emotional tension that makes attraction exciting instead of mechanical. Most men only focus on attraction and ignore these emotional foundations. They try too hard to impress, entertain, or escalate physically without realizing that a woman first needs to feel emotionally relaxed. When she feels calm around a man, her defenses slowly lower on their own. One surprisingly effective dynamic is learning not to rush toward intimacy. Many men believe they must constantly move things forward or they'll lose the moment. But often, the opposite creates stronger attraction. When a man slightly relaxes, slows down, or creates a little emotional space, instead of constantly pushing forward, the pressure disappears. And once pressure disappears, a woman becomes more aware of her own feelings. This is why calmness is attractive. Women are highly sensitive to emotional energy. They can sense when a man is anxious, desperate for approval, or trying too hard. That nervous energy pushes them into overthinking. But a calm man feels emotionally grounded. He's not chasing the outcome. He's simply present in the moment. And that calmness makes her feel emotionally safe enough to relax and lean in herself. Another important principle is suggestion instead of direct pursuit. Emotional language is far more powerful than forceful language. Soft statements like, "I like the energy between us," or "You're very easy to talk to," create emotional awareness without pressure. These kind of comments don't demand anything, but they subtly deepen emotional connection. They help a woman become conscious of feelings she may already be experiencing internally. Psychologically, this works because people naturally respond to emotional alignment. When someone expresses a feeling you already sense but haven't verbalized yet, it creates a strong feeling of connection. It feels natural, not manipulative. The interaction starts to feel emotionally mutual instead of one-sided. At the same time, emotional balance matters. Too much desire too quickly can feel overwhelming. Too little interest feels cold. The strongest attraction usually comes from balanced energy. When a woman shows interest, the healthiest response is to calmly match it instead of overreacting or underreacting. That emotional mirroring creates a feeling of harmony between two people. A major mistake men make is turning intimacy into a yes or no situation too early. Questions that focus only on outcomes create pressure. But emotionally aware men focus more on comfort and feelings than immediate results. When a woman feels emotionally respected and emotionally safe, attraction has room to grow naturally instead of defensively. Ultimately, the strongest connections happen when both people feel emotionally present in the moment rather than focus on expectations. Intimacy grows naturally when there's trust, comfort, emotional tension, and mutual desire. The more relaxed and emotionally grounded a man becomes, the more genuine connection tends to unfold without force. Real attraction rarely comes from trying to convince someone. It comes from creating an experience where both people feel understood, comfortable, emotionally connected, and free to move naturally toward each other.